the fundamentals are not clear, having the knowledge of tools is just not enough.
Many projects that we have, major projects that we have. And Jabibi, it's like a general thing that when student goes to pitch the faculty, they're like, ये तो बना हुआ है, तुम ये क्या बना रहे हो? They're like, we need something unique, we need something new. What kind of project do you guys expect to be done from the students? So at this point of time, everyone is talking about the same thing, that is AI. Teachers are teaching about it, companies are building products on it. But actually, is it the thing that we all are on the same page? And you might know this guy. We have been with him over, I think, 2 or 3 podcasts.
Yes.
And no one is better than Karan Singh sir to talk about AI and stuff. But today's video is something very different, because in this video, we are going to cover a round table conversation between an industry professional, someone from the student community, and actually faculties from colleges. And these are the faculties from colleges across Mumbai. So we hope you like the entire video. And yeah, we'll just be having a roundtable discussion on the topic of AI from the questions that I have been having in my mind, and I have asked some of my colleagues and juniors to give me.
Myself, Ichanshu Jaiswal, working as assistant professor in computer science engineering, the data science branch at Vidyavardhani College of Engineering.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tadvadarshi Nagarali. I'm working in Vidyavardhani's College of Engineering and Technology.
Hi guys, myself Aditya, we are very at Coding Data. Hey guys, I'm Karan Singh, co-founder and CTO at Scope AI.
Hello everyone, I'm Shaista Khanam. I'm from Vidyavardhani's College of Engineering. I'm from Electronics and Telecommunication Department.
Hello all, I'm Kanchan Dabre from DJ Sangvi College of Engineering, working with Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Data Science.
So the first question that I have is, at this point of time, do I really need to learn advanced math to kind of work on AI stuff? Or should I focus only on the tools and APIs?
You take this?
Yeah, so according to me, if the fundamentals are not clear, then having the knowledge of tools is just not enough. The fundamentals have to be clear. This is my opinion.
I completely agree with you, because you need to know, as an engineer, you need to know how things are being built under it and how you can improve it. So as long as you don't know the nuts and bolts of a particular machinery, you're not able to improve it. You're just a user of it, but you can't improve that.
And even like from some tool, if you're getting it ready-made, things ready also, but if you want to do some modifications, or at least you should know some basic things. Basic understanding will be there, then only you can modify. So for that, it is mandatory to have a basic knowledge of maths.
So like an example that I give to my students while teaching machine learning or deep learning. So applying a machine learning algorithm is just a 5-line code.
Yes, yes, correct.
So that does not qualify you as a machine learning engineer.
Exactly.
So you have to work on the data first. You need to know what kind of model you are supposed to apply, and that you will only understand when you have the background knowledge of how the models are actually working.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, entirely all the machine learning and deep learning the models, they are mathematical models only. So ultimately, if you run off maths, then how you will understand those models in a depth way. And basically, if you have not understood the model in depth, so if some modification comes, then how you will able to do it. So ultimately, you cannot think of any AI ML model without mathematics.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is ultimately very important stuff. So students, please don't sell your mathematics books. They are piece of gold.
You might not understand at the start, but now if you are into something on AI, so it's like as he said, gold. So don't sell the books. The second thing that I have, so there are 2 terms that have been coming very common, and a lot of students are getting confused. The first is prompt engineering, and the second is fine tuning. People are getting very confused कि prompt engineering है क्या and fine tuning है क्या. They consider it कि दोनों same ही है.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
I'll pick this first one. So both of them are very different. poles apart. So prompt engineering is the way you will write and improve the prompt. So like people said, English is going to be the most popular programming language, though it's not programming, but still the programming language. But yeah, prompt engineering is like, as the name says, you are writing a prompt and then you are understanding it and changing your English text in order to get something done, right? So that's prompt engineering. Fine tuning is you have a base model and then you have a data set, and you want to get that model working for your use case, for your industry. You will run fine tuning jobs, and then in output you'll get a model which is trained on a domain. It's a domain specific model, and then use it. So model training versus prompt training, both different things. So yeah,
See,
anyone else? Yeah.
if I can take this question in this way, if we talk of prompt engineering, it basically means here in this case the role of users come into picture. So basically, if you want to think, if we are thinking that we want to build a good system or a good responsive system, so at the user end, the user must able to write a good prompt. But if we want that the system must give a good reply, so at that time the fine tuning will be required. So basically, if there is a balance of fine tuning and prompt engineering, the output will be maximum. That I guess.
Okay.
Accuracy will increase more.
Yeah.
Yes.
If your prompt is also good and the system is also fine tuned on
Huh.
the given
Yeah.
required data.
Yes.
Okay. So the next question is ki, there are e-commerce platforms and they have like chatbots. So people are very confused कि भाई chatbots है तो AI का काम सिर्फ chatbots तक ही है, क्योंकि at this point of time अगर कोई बोलता है कि जैसे हम Amazon पे जाए या कुछ भी चीज़ हम लेते हैं Amazon पे, तो it's like they have a chatbot integrated and it answers usually जो बहुत frequently asked questions होते हैं users के, so it answers that. So is AI only be used in startups today only till chatbots, or is AI or the potential of AI is beyond chatbots as well?
Yeah. Anyone?
See, first of all, previously we defined the AI as a machine which is thinking like a human, but now we want a machine which behave like a human. So ultimately, when I say a machine which is behave like a human, a simple example will I give you? Ki if on GPS you are searching a particular route, so ultimately the GPS will, along with the route, it is also giving you the information of the traffic. You have not asked for the information of traffic, but still the machine is giving you that information. Why that information is giving? Why? Because we want a machine to behave like a human. So ultimately, this thing cannot be acquired only with chatbot, but only with a chatbot. So basically, with the use of generative AI and all those techniques, the thing will get improvised, and basically because of this, human experience and use of machine will increase. I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, so think about this. So chatbot is an application that your users, their businesses users, are coming to. Think about what is a website? Website, your business users come to your website, gets information. Chatbot is just another simplified version of it, simplifying your user journeys, where your user have a question, get things done, checking the status on orders. They can simply do it from the chatbot. So it's an entry point for an AI agent or an AI system. In the back, there is a lot of heavy lifting which is happening, where using MCPs to pull data from CRMs or Shopify or backend systems, updating some Google Drive sheets or something else. But yeah, a lot of reasoning is happening in the background. While it is completely opaque from the user point of view, he's just getting things done.
Okay.
So it's just an interface.
So, like as sir said, I completely agree. Ki like a layman can understand ki this is AI, this is chatbot, but it's like from the background lot many things have been done. And like for example, like just now I discussed with the sir ki like we have a normal chatbot on our website, but if I want ki like based on the notices, the chatbot should be updated. Like the PDFs which are uploaded by the colleges update like deadlines. So my chatbot should answer accordingly. So from the user, maybe for layman can understand, okay, this is giving it, right? But we know from the like background point of view, it has to do like for PDF, we have to add into the knowledge base, we have to update the RAG, we have to shift to RAG chatbots. So technology updates, a lot many things have to be done behind it.
Okay. So, particularly the next question is what I really have in mind, and I was very curious about it, and specifically to you, Karan sir, that at this point of time, many startups today rely on pre-trained models and APIs. It's like there are startups who have fine-tuned GPT. They have used a GPT wrapper, and they are their own their sole business is based on that. So, what do you think that building your own AI model in a startup gives an unfair advantage in the long run, or should they go for using pre-trained models or creating wrappers over it?
Yeah, so I mean, my take is that as a startup, you are limited by your funds, you're limited by the compute that you have, plus you are limited by the talent as well. Assuming you're a tech founder and you're building, you're liking to hack around things over the weekend, but still you're limited by the funds, right, and time. So starting up with and pre-trained API-based language models, it's fantastic. Not a problem with that. Just simply go and use off-the-shelf model. Try to set up your product, should give demos to your customers or your users, right? And build a MVP and try to get some few paying customers. Okay, and if you during the process you will identify that you are either walking in a niche that you only know this, or else you are competing with other 10 players, right? Then you have to go. It's a different story. You have to find your own moat. While if you understand your domain, you know that okay, this is very specific to my domain, and you have data, you are able to massage that data and build a pipeline. So then of course go and fine tune a model, which will definitely give you an edge going forward. But yeah, start from think about Cursor. How Cursor started. Cursor started with direct models from Anthropic and others, while they also have their own specific model called Cursor Small. Right.
Okay.
So Cursor Small is free model that is being trained. It might not be the best model out there, but still it does the job, right? So yeah, start from base model, in my opinion, and go forward from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I feel, if something is already there in market, then why we should build it from scratch? It means the pretend model are there. Then basically those models are there for us use. And overall, when we say of any AI model, the model is giving just a prediction. So when we say a prediction means, and basically if the prediction is more than 95% or 98%, is sufficient.
Yeah.
So basically as a startup, they don't have that much amount of fund. So going everything from the start, it will be very difficult for them. So ultimately using a pretend model will be suiting for any startup. I think.
Yes, and with the help of pre-trained model, at least what idea they have, at least it will start working. Like with pre-trained, at least he'll come to know, okay, yes, this idea is working. Now, I can modify or I can upgrade, and then, as Sir said, he can attract some customers, and then he can update.
Okay.
That's
So the next question is, I think there would be a lot of students watching this, and ये उनके मन के questions है. So please don't fire me on this. But ये questions है कि जो students सामने से आपको नहीं पूछेंगे, and this is to all the faculties, that there are mini projects that we have, major projects that we have, and जब भी it's like a general thing that when student goes to pitch the faculty, they're like, ये तो बना हुआ है,
yes.
तुम ये क्या बना रहे हो? They're like, we need something unique, we need something new. अब जब स्टूडेंट बना रहा है कि चलो यूनिक में, इफ दे आर इंटीग्रेटिंग एपीआई की, चलो जेमिनाई की या किसी एलएलएम की भी बना दी, तब बोलते हैं कि ये तो बहुत सिंपल है. Then what kind of project do you guys expect to be done from the students?
See, as a faculty, what is my main important thing is that even though the student is failing to build the project, the main point is that he should develop the learning habit. Why it is important? Because when the student is in college, if he is doing any kind of a mistake, so ultimately from that mistake, the student will be learning when he is becoming a professional. But ultimately, if he is directly using API and all those things, the student will able to build the project. But ultimately, the student won't able to learn any of the thing. And basically, if learning is not taking place in college, then basically how the student will survive, how the student will survive in the market.
According to me, the two purpose needs to be served here. First is once the student is has completed his graduation and moving into the industry, obviously the tools that the Google Gemini or any other API gives, he or she is going to use that. That is for sure. Nobody is going to do research and fine tune and everything. So that is one aspect that as a student we expect that those kind of things, those kind of ideas and those kind of knowledge is supposed to be there. But at the other end, it is also important that when we're talking about generative AI projects, so there are different types of fine tuning that can be done to a present LLM. So if the student is coming up with a different idea of fine tuning for a particular thing, for example, he wants to build an application. As non-legal people, we do not understand what the legal sentences say. It is very difficult for us to understand. So if he or she is building even though an LLM model or an Gen AI model, and they are able to simplify those terms, those legal terms for us, then even that is that is the thing that they are achieving. So as I said, both the things needs to be there.
What we try to see in our college. So we expect students to have come up with the projects wherein research component is visible, like wherein they can bring in some novelty. For example, there is one existing system, everybody is using it, but there is some lacuna, some issue, and even if they are able to address that small issue with some overcoming that issue with some technology, some additional existing technique, it is okay. Even if they're able to hybridize or as sir said, there is one existing technique but it is not applied in some application domain, so that also is invited. So we expect students to come up with some issues that people are facing and they can give us some solution to it.
Basically, there has to be a problem to solve.
Real world problem
So
that they
there
can
should be a
address.
problem for them to solve.
And thing is that the student think a project means coding. They never think कि when it is a project, we should do the background work, we should do the literature review, we should look at the paper, we should look at what are the things that has been done already. When a project is given, they start with the coding. So actually, till point this mentality is not gone off, they won't become a good मतलब कि coders. Just writing a code using a ChatGPT, it won't help them in college. It will help them in college, but after college, it will be very difficult for them to survive.
So
please.
maybe my answer. See, there are different type of students. Some students are just डाला नेट पे 4-5 आ गए, वो लेके आ गए, नो रिसर्च, ठीक है, तो फेल होने वाला है, ठीक है. तो अब देखो, अपना आइडिया अगर बेचना है तो हैव टू पिच प्रॉपर्ली, ठीक है. फिर सेकेंडली तो वो एक टाइप के स्टूडेंट हो जाते हैं, तो वो थोड़ा असाइड हो जाते हैं. फिर बट उनको भी मिल जाता है एंड में, जब सब खत्म हो जाते हैं ना, तो बच्चे कुछ वही होते हैं जिनको कुछ भी हम दे देते हैं, सही. फिर उसके बाद उनके आइडियाज पे जाते नहीं है, कहीं ना कहीं हो जाता है. फिर सेकंड टाइप ऐसा होता है कि लाइक दे कम अप विद सम न्यू. Like I'm from electronics and telecommunication, so like if someone coming from the AI project, so what EXTC background teacher are not knowing much about.
Correct.
So you have to give a proper understanding to them ki what this project is and what new you are going to add it. So normally there are some senior teachers also. ठीक है, तो मे बी पॉसिबल दे आर नॉट नोइंग अबाउट द करंट, वो एकदम करंट वाला जो रहता है ना, और AI, लाइक सम आर फ्रॉम ओनली वायरलेस और समथिंग. सो यू हैव टू pitch your idea very properly and you have to clearly mention कि what extra you are going to do in that. And I've seen some students like very confidently I've given the idea to the student, only saying he is a topper, he can do, like, even what they have done, they have just chat GPT and they are trying to do the project. I said with them, I said, you have done this chat GPT. I'm not restricting you कि you don't use. I'll allow you use it. Okay. But try to understand the code. That's what our first question was.
Yeah.
Right? कि mathematics, right? So same thing. He wants to modify, but he's not able to modify because उसको code समझना ही नहीं.
Correct.
Right? So
That's a good point.
that is the main thing. तो मेरा expectation एकदम down हो गया कि like I have given this project, but आपने क्या किया, shortcut use करके उसको, तो उसमें उसका development नहीं हुआ.
Yeah.
तो I want कि उसका development भी हो, right? तो ऐसा कुछ है. और like पिचिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जैसे आप अपना प्रोडक्ट कैसे सेल करते हो, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि प्रोजेक्ट में, एंड ये भी ध्यान रखो कि लाइक इन आवर 6 टीम्स ना 2 लोग सिर्फ बैठे होते हैं ये बोलने के लिए कि अरे ये तो हो चुका है, ये तो हो चुका है. मैं बता रही हूँ, ये 2 लोग का काम ही है, राइट? बाकी के 2 लोग, और कुछ कैसे होता है ना कि देयर आर सम फैकल्टीज हु हैज डन प्रैक्टिकली, ठीक है, एंड देयर आर सम हु नोज थ्योरेटिकली. तो उसमें ना कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो जाता है. तो आपको चारों को डील करना है. तो आपको कैसे डील करना है वो देखना है. आपको थ्योरी भी लेना है, आपको प्रैक्टिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू भी लेना है, आपको बताना है कि मैम ये डिफिकल्टी आएगी, राइट? और प्लस अगर आप उसमें इंडस्ट्री को ऐड कर देते हो तो यू विल गेट अ बेस्ट पॉइंट, राइट? तो अगर आप ये बोल के लाते हो कि इट इज इंडस्ट्री प्रोजेक्ट, फिर आप इंडस्ट्री में जाके कुछ भी कर रहे हो, तो
you will pass on all the subjects through single project.
till some extent इतना क्लियरली हमें मालूम नहीं हो पाता है, राइट?
Yes, sir.
लेकिन some are like उसमें भी 50% students are doing good, very good when they are doing industry project, and 50% को नहीं कर पाते. तो as sir said, like हमारा aim है कि you do something. Project is a best learning. Theory तो क्या आजकल कोई भी पास हो जाता है, right?
Yeah, just
तो,
yeah.
Yes, so the
Agree with
project
you.
where is a main learning, right? और वो है ना, अभी कल ही I was taking one session, तो I was explaining something, nobody was noting down. I said, अरे बाबा ये note करो, even though from IT sector also interview in microcontroller, this will be asked for the interview, right? So this is the thing.
Just to add my perspective on this. So when we build anything within the company in Skogo, right? I mean, it's true for others also. So coding for us is the last step.
Yes.
That's the ultimate last step. So my team is strict. Whenever we have a problem, we identify the problem. Do market research, do literature. Then you bring on top of it how you are solving it. What's going to be your approach, right? Of course, you have to, in order to do these steps, go and use Gen AI to the largest extent. Correct. Use deep research to do research, identify things, right? Come up with your solution, right? And don't build anything. You should have a clean plan around it, your architecture, your problem statement, how you gonna approach to that, right? And try to model the problem. If this does not work, I'm gonna do this. Those kind of stuff, right? And then once you have structure in place, then start building the code base.
Yes.
Right. So that it's and just to add to the point, of course, so right now it says that AI programmer, AI coder right now stands at 150th position across the world. So 150th position is gone are the days when Google and Amazon have the most talented software engineers. It's not the case now. I can go put my credit card and rent out world's 150th best position software developer to my team, right? I can do that. And as we move forward, like people are saying that AI would be the best programmer across the world. So programming is going to be, anyone can do it. Coding is anyone can do it. But, you need to understand your code base, like you said, because in production, what happens is you have a product which is in public, people are using it, you have customers using it. You're not gonna write a prompt and build from scratch.
Yes.
Correct.
You have to change that little thing somewhere in your piece that you have to know.
Yes.
to fix it, right? Of course, you can give this code base to GPT or Anthropic or whatever and ask it to fix it. It will fix it. I'm not denying the fact, but it will write so many side code which is not needed. It will just increase your code base. So as an engineer, you should know what the AI is doing for you. So, yeah.
Okay. So the next thing is like at this point of time also we see, like, since I have been a recent graduate, that the things that are being actually taught in the college are actually not used in the industry. मतलब हम जो कॉलेज में पढ़ रहे हैं ऐसा लगता है कि 4 साल हमने वेस्ट किया कि जो वहाँ पे पढ़ रहे हैं वो कुछ काम का नहीं आ रहा है यहाँ पे. So what do you think, where does the current CS curriculum fall short regarding Gen AI or artificial intelligence in general?
I would take this first. So I feel the engineering, 4 years of engineering that any student is doing, this is just a base foundation. You can't have, let me give you an example here. I completed my PhD in January of 22, okay, and ChatGPT was released in
30th November 2022.
Yeah, November of 22. So within 9 months, my research was obsolete. So you cannot compete with the technology that is there, because 2 years back nobody knew about Gen AI. Everything was deep learning, machine learning. That was the extent of the knowledge that we had.
Yeah.
So based on that, the university curriculum was changed and deep learning and everything was introduced. Now within 2 years, Gen AI is the thing. So they have introduced Gen AI subjects, advanced AI subjects for the students. But now we see we are moving into agentic AI.
Yeah.
So keeping up with the technology, especially in the CS field, it is very difficult for the curriculum to be there. So what they can do is they are giving a base. Based on the base, the foundation, you can build on whatever tools and whatever technologies that are there.
But do you mean like the universities and colleges are updating their curriculum as you move forward? Are they?
After
We
4
after
years.
every 3 years we have a
After
revision of syllabus.
revision
that
of
takes place.
syllabus.
Okay.
Every 3 years. So we run that cycle only for 3 years.
Okay.
Later on we change. So like LLM, then genetic AI, other subjects that are computational finance. Then we have statistics subjects are introduced in the syllabus right now. So even the students can take up such jobs like finance industry also, data science students, wherein the financial data is being assessed, analyzed. So we have revised the syllabus. But as sir said, I do agree that when students enter into the college, they directly want to learn Python or they do not want to do coding nowadays. They directly want to write those prompts and get the code done. But we, as an engineer right now, we understand what is the importance of C programming. If you do not learn that, your fundamentals will not get clear, like what are the logic building ability, how we learn through the Fibonacci series, small program factoring. We learn and that builds your logic.
Like a logical reaching point, right?
See, one more thing I would like to speak up. See, in every semester we have a mini project. So it means what? So ultimately, whatever technology you want to learn, or you feel that a certain technology or certain programming things are not there in your curriculum, you are free to learn that new technology and implement it using your mini projects. So ultimately, if a student want to do, the student will able to do. So ultimately, you are just giving us excuse, means you are putting yourself back. First thing is that, and the second thing is that the college is preparing you for the work pressure also. What even at the time of your submission or basically when we say the semester is to be ended. So at that time, मतलब आपको 4 सब्जेक्ट का सबमिशन लिखना है, असाइनमेंट लिखना है, मतलब कि ना कि मतलब आपको जर्नल सबमिट करना है. सो ये सारी की सारी चीजें क्या है, इट विल हेल्प यू टू मतलब मतलब कि टू मैनेज द प्रेशर व्हाई बिकॉज कि जब आप कंपनी में रहते हो तो क्या होता है कि इफ देयर इज अ डेडलाइन ऑफ अ प्रोजेक्ट तो फिर उस टाइम पर आपका खाना पीना सब बंद
Yes.
तो लेकिन अगर सर आपने ये सारी की सारी चीजें अपने एकेडमिक्स में फेस नहीं की होगी देन इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू फेस इट व्हेन यू आर इन अ मतलब when you are a working year person. So think college is preparing you for the 40 years which you will be working out.
Yeah, and earlier the syllabus scheme was like fixed. Every student has to go take up those 6 subjects.
Yeah.
But nowadays it is a choice based curriculum wherein every student can have a different. You can select
Got it.
department level different
Department
subject,
options.
institute level different subject. So it's not like me, even though we two are studying together, he may have an interest in genetic AI and LLM and language related computations. I may have interest in parallel processing, network security. So I may select those subjects every semester. I have that track, so I can select those subjects. Likewise.
So here we have to accept that when we're teaching students, we have to be reactive to the technologies that are there. We cannot be proactive. We
Yes.
cannot teach
Yeah.
them what is going to be in the industry like 4 years from now. Because the industry itself is having it's on steroid.
I mean, nobody
the evolution is on steroid.
nobody
So-
knows. Yes.
So that is one aspect. The second aspect is to have a curriculum. We need to have that kind of theoretical aspects behind it. So developing that aspects behind the technologies also takes time. So it is what it is. We have to accept that from as a teaching fraternity, we are being reactive rather than proactive. We need to be more up to date with the technologies. That is why we are having this kind of discussion.
Yes, and one more thing, like now in NEP syllabus, like even before also, like we have something internship fundamental, like your company is also adapting to it, like you are keeping interns. So like that is one of the way, like you along with academics, you will be in touch with the industry also. So at least base fundamentals are developed in a college, and internship with the help of that, you will be in a company also. At least for after every semester, colleges have 1 month leave is there, vacation is there. So in that normally we are promoting, and now AICT is keeping it compulsory that you should have at least 1 month, 2 months internship. So with the help of that, like you can update yourself with the syllabus. You can keep update with the company also, the technology which is update is going on. So I think so that will like bridge the gap.
Yeah. Following on that, I do have 2 follow-up questions. The first one is not a question, but just kind of what student community wants to convey is that, as you said, every student is different, and not everyone can like coding.
Yes.
But at the same point of time, what should colleges do? And this is what not many colleges are doing is they are mostly focused on कि तुमने ये grades लाने हैं, तुमने इतने pointers लाने हैं. But they should also focus कि let's say there are some students who want to build something on their own कि खुद का startup करना. वहाँ पे मैंने भी कई बार ऑब्जर्व किया है कि वहाँ पे colleges are not that much focused. They are like कि हाँ तुम तो करते रहो, पहले ये होना चाहिए. But at the same time कि चलो अब student is, let's say he is not that bright. He is getting 7 CGPA. ये average student है. But he is very good at building something, या वो कुछ अपना बना रहा है कि let's say he is building a brand, he is building something on his own. So what should colleges do is कि चलो यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत compromise कर लो, तुम at least 6 या 7 लेके आओ, but colleges should support building their personal brand as well. क्योंकि वो सारी चीजें कई बार होती है कि colleges में नहीं पढ़ाई जाती कि personal brand कैसे बनाते हैं, LinkedIn पे personal brand बनाना क्यों important है. That is what you get to learn by, having a conversation with industry experts या खुद का कुछ जब कर रहे. But I think that is one thing that colleges should also focus on कि why is it necessary कि you should build a personal brand of yourself right from the first year. ऐसा नहीं कि फाइनल ईयर आया, एक हफ्ते पहले लिंक्डइन ओपन किया, मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, मैं वो कर रहा हूँ. इट्स लाइक वो 4 साल की तुम्हारी मेहनत दिखनी चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट आई थिंक करण सर वुड आल्सो एग्री कि रिक्रूटर्स वो चीज ज्यादा देखते हैं.
It helps. It shows confidence in the person, something big. He's training himself for the next 40 years, like you said. So it definitely helps. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we like to up to date there is no such scheme wherein like additional pointers are reserved for such category wherein students are having their own startup or something wherein we can give this additional pointer that so that it will help them to have average of their pointer. But I think it is a good idea. We can propose it in
Yeah.
our college.
Yes.
I mean, I get that idea, but think about, like you're saying, it's a good idea. Think about, like, if any student is building something that you qualify, he will by default get X points, right?
Yeah.
So it will maybe create more curiosity amongst other, like, what, I'll do it, and in return I'll get support from official support, not individual professor to student level support, but official support from the top, that okay, what, I'll not come to college for this many days,
Only do these two assignments.
something of this order.
That can be done,
Privilege
but
can be given.
Yeah, privilege has to be there, like like, because I've seen that in some
But
US.
who will validate?
who will
If
validate?
students' actual connection with the
Practically to a certain extent, people in the authority, like be it senior professors or HODs or principals, they to the extent they try to give this kind of leverage to the students to if they are genuinely doing something good and they feel that it is good. So incubation centers have been set up in all the colleges now. So these kind of yes, I accept that it is not formally accepted.
In
So
the point
informally,
of-
in some ways, students are being encouraged. But yes, we have to accept that formally it is not being accepted as of now.
In my department, like, as formally we cannot officially announce then bicing word can come,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So but I do somewhere I do, right? You have done this, so don't do this, I'll adjust, right? I do on my, like, even with my HOD permission, and with even my HOD is also supporting. Like, for example, like, student participated in SIH, right? So like, see, if we give them time extra, then only they can do,
Yeah.
right?
we
So-
give attendance,
right.
that is
So-
in our hand. But
so what we can do, like, if you're doing this work, attendance, as ma'am said, like, they are working on it, right? And plus, what we have said this key, like, if you're doing internship, you'll get extra marks in term work. We have set up, we sit together, हाँ इसने internship किया है, इसको इतने marks extra, उसने participate किया है, उसको इतने marks extra. If he is doing अभी जैसे startups का है, right? So usually I
Officially
announce,
हम लोग वो दिखा
दिखा नहीं सकते.
Officially हम
I mean,
लोग
लेकिन अभी तो हमने काफी
No, I
कुछ
get it.
ऑफिशियल भी कर दिया है.
Yeah.
और प्लस व्हाट वी डू, राइट, कि मैं तो क्लास में अनाउंस करती हूँ, सी 6.75 is a minimum point that you need for your placement, right? आप 7.5 एवरेज मेंटेन रखो, बाकी आपको जो करना है ना आप वो करो, so that you build your like thing. And personally, I'm telling you, when I was in my college, my college was too far, so I usually out of 5 days, I used to go 4 days only. One day I used to study, I do something else. I maintain 75%, but at least my college was too far. So in that way, my professor has adjusted, right? So accordingly, if you're doing something, and the second thing, students, like, you should be opaque to the professor. There should be a transparency between you and at least one person in a department. So that person is going to communicate with the HOD, right? So ये transparency रखोगे ना, तो काफी matters तुम्हारे solve हो सकते हैं, right? और sometimes क्या होता है, we do, मैंने बोला अच्छा ठीक है जाने दे, अब वो देख रही हूँ बंदा कैंटीन में दिख रहा है मुझे, तो ये यहाँ पे क्या हो जाता है, थोड़ा डिसएडवांटेज होता है. तो बस बैलेंस आउट कर लो, तो लाइक वी आर आल्सो रेडी टू एडजस्ट, बट एकदम ना ऑफिशियली हमसे मत करवाओ.
No, but I think it's a time for, like we said, India wants to be 5 trillion, 10 trillion economy, right?
Yeah.
We need to create builders from within the college. Like, this is the source.
actually,
This is the source. You know what? If you put those seeds right now, I mean, not to, it should be government policy. Like, you know what? If you are registering a company, boom, plus 50 points. because it's very easy to see.
Yeah, it
Go
will
to
be such a
registration,
healthy competition
you'll see,
in the
okay,
college.
you know, you are the founder of this, it's a registered company, fantastic. You have a GST number, fantastic,
Yes.
right? You have a product which is NBP, fantastic. You are speaking to 10 customers, show me the list. As long as you give a customer name, you're not going to want to call them, but at least you know he's telling the truth or not. Have a product, have a team, you are
Yes.
building something, show us. So it's very easy to kind of measure that. So it would make sense if he gets some, you know, if he's even 6-pointer with this additional support, he could cross to 7.5.
Yes. Yes.
That, you know, that
Yes.
delta that he can get.
Yes.
Rest he can take it up.
Correct.
ठीक है.
So the last question that I have is, according to each and everyone's point of view, what is one problem that India should solve to win in the race of AI?
To change human mentality,
Okay.
because we are not ready to accept. Right, as like Nitin sir said, like when I go to the customer, they said कि उसका ही job चला जाएगा, right? So we should understand, right, कि how the AI can benefit, right? So understanding, so to change the awareness, we can say awareness is very important.
Okay.
According to me, we should move from service-based industry to a product-based industry. We should invest more on R&D. We should be not only the government, even the private sector needs to unzip the purses and be ready to invest in the R&D.
Yeah. I agree. I second that thought of R&D. So here's the thing. So India, in the government, they are kind of opening up a lot of programs where they are giving, thousands of hours of GPU compute to students and to people. But the problem is people do not know how to use it.
Yes.
Even if you have access to GPU, you
Yes.
don't know how to operate it,
Yes.
what you want to do, how your pipeline going to look like,
Yes.
Forget about the problem. You'll find the problem. India is full of problems. You'll find the problem because finding problem is easy. You just need to have a pen and a marker. You just write 10 problems. But in order to execute that, you need technical expertise. And even if Mr. Modi and says, you know what, we'll build the best GPU farm in the world, top research farm, but you need to have people who can do that, which means, knowledge is needed to do it. We are lacking on the research part, I should say. If you see the number of research paper published by top countries, US, China is like doing great. A lot of consequence, a lot of great research coming from there. China, US, Israel, Japan. But yeah, the ranking of India is too down because we are still on that. Finding. We are not doing inspirational research. We are just finding a little tick here and there, calling it out, binding up a new paper and publishing it. And once it is published, we're clapping. Wow, I published a white paper or a research paper. I mean, full respect to those who does it. I've not done it. But, the point is, the research ecosystem should thrive. In my opinion, that would make Gen AI or let's say AI or to any industry that sake, if you do it today, we will see the value in next 1 decade. Right. So for me, research mindset has to be adopted within the country by the builders, by the professors, by the policymakers, right? Plus by the students as well, because they are the people who are going to do it, right? Policymakers will make great policies, right? Teachers will guide you to their degree of knowledge, to their degree of expertise, right? But eventually, the students are the one who wanna get things done or invent things which does not exist. But you need a mindset for it.
Okay. So I would like to close this entire session with the things like to generalize the topics that we discussed. It's like as a country, India has a lot of potential to build up things. It's just that there are some ways where we have to follow certain kind of systems like the rules. I think that once the thing that rules are being broken off or some क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में it's like छूट मिल जाती है वो rules पे. So I think India would be amongst the top countries at this point of time. And as ma'am said, like no one is actually ready to learn about AI because recently I had been given a chance to teach at a startup which was called Static. So there are some students with whom I'm still in contact, and they had a hackathon. They just called me, sir, hackathon है. I'm like, अच्छा बढ़िया करो. बोलते सर AI यूज करने बोला. I'm like, करो ना फिर. बोलते सर हम LLM कैसे बनाए? I'm like, तुम्हें बनाना नहीं है, तुम्हें API की यूज करके यूज करनी है. बट देयर लाइक सर अभी LLM कहाँ से ढूंढे? लाइक Gemini अवेलेबल, सर API की कैसे मिलेगी? इट्स लाइक दुनिया आगे जा रही है, दुनिया समझ रही है, बता रही है, एंड हम स्टिल वी आर इन अ कंफ्यूजन कि AI आ गया, बट पीपल आर लाइक हम LLM बनाएंगे क्या खुद से? So I think that clarity should be given to, or that should be generalized and given to all of the students. And yeah, just one piece of advice for each and every student who is watching, you would like to give.
Yes, ma'am, sir.
Yeah, please look at the camera.
It is we are living in the world of AI enabled world, wherein AI has touched up all the fields across our life. So I want everyone, like you may be from any field, you need to be updated with the technology that is rapidly evolving. So you should know what are AI enabled tools that are available, and they are not very difficult to use. You don't have to spend anything to learn more about it. You can easily use it for your day-to-day life, and you can make your job more creative, more effective, and more innovative. And also I would like to suggest you all that keep the lifelong learning attitude alive in you, so that any new techniques tool come, you can just understand it, learn from it, and you use it, and you will not remain left out or be outdated. So, and also, as discussion was going on, sir said, if until and unless you have a thought or intuition in your mind, nothing can stop you. Like you can create ample of opportunities. So keep that logic building, critical thinking ability alive in you, so that world is yours. You can make wonders.
90% of information technology job or coding job is copy paste job. But ultimately, when you are doing copy paste, you understand what you are copying and from where you are copying, and ultimately where you have to paste. Because if you are copying and pasting without knowing it, so ultimately your lifelong learning will be stopped. And and basically, if your lifelong learning is stopped, so you will come to a halt, and your entire progress and all will be stopped. So ultimately, you should know what you are copying before you are pasting.
It has been already shared.
Yeah.
My only funda is learn, and learn. So if you stop learning any time in your life, then at least in the corporate field you will be out. So you have to keep learning throughout.
As correctly said, learning, without learning you can't do anything. So first of all, keep your fundamentals clear. Keep yourself updated with the technology which is going on in the industry, and be adaptable. So I hope like these three things, if you develop right, you will be ready to be in a market.
Yeah. So yeah, just to add a few more last things here is, although might not be the advice, just general gyan, but it's important in my opinion, because the way I'm seeing it right now, I have a decent experience that I can go and say this. Again, no hype here, but I can see, because I am at the core of this right now. I'm at the typhoon's eye right now, but I can see that generative AI and the way AI is moving right now, it's humongous space. It's being treated as the next big thing after invention of electricity, and I double that down, right? It's very useful. In just couple of years from now, people we take electricity for granted because it was built by someone else, right? Hundreds of years ago, but yeah, it's there, right? So this is going to happen with AI as well. We're going to build it, and it will leave a lot of great impact in the society. Think about the way our kids will search internet. If we go and tell them the story, hey, you know what? We used to search Google, we type a query, Google gives us 10 links. We click on those 10 lists, on 10 tabs. then we'll go read everything like this, then we'll copy it onto a Google Doc, and that becomes our answer. That's how we research on anything, like whether it is a product or something, because we do it right now. Honestly, right? You have the similar more or less, right?
Yes.
But this will not happen 5 years down the line. If you tell this story to a guy, yeah, you're a digital caveman. Okay, so things are moving very rapidly here, right? So yes, so AI wave is not hype; it is real. Advice that I want to give to the audience here is, you will also hear the news that it will be getting difficult for freshers to get a job these days because of AI. So I mean, this is true. It's not FUD. It is true. Because the expectation of businesses and companies have been very high. The benchmark is very high. So you are a fresh graduate, done your 4th year. You have to climb a ladder because now you're competing with AI. Okay, but keep your fundamentals straight. You need to know things. Vibe coding is a thing. Vibe coding does magic. Vibe coding works a lot. I mean, my team uses it. I use it to experiment. But you need to know how the code works. I know students who are very good at presenting things, their thoughts. They can create mock-ups and build products within a matter of minutes through generative AI, but they are not able to explain that. Okay.
Yes.
So I mean, I would really appreciate that you build a demo and a mock in 5 minutes and 10 minutes. Fantastic. But if I have to choose someone who who can explain me the core components of it, how this machinery works, I will rather prefer that guy. So as a student, don't go on that limit. You know what? I'll go do cursor, build projects, and drop projects on Facebook or LinkedIn or and show demo. Good, you're good in the after part of it, but you should also be knowing the components of it. And the best way to start is there is no need for you to just generate code from it. Take up any open source project and try to recreate that.
Okay.
That's an easier way to start. Pick up anything. What this guy has done, this particular stuff. I'm gonna recreate that, and I try my best to recreate it. Okay. In that recreation process, you could use generative AI, not a problem. But at least you will know the parts of it. Okay, this part, this section of the code or the model works like this, and you will end up building a similar experience that the other company or the product has done. You're not gonna sell it because already the market already exists, but you at least know the process to build something. Okay, so that's my opinion. Keep it, yeah.
So yeah, thank you each and everyone for especially taking out your time, and thank you Karan sir for hosting us over this Coco office. And to everyone who are watching on YouTube, I hope you like the video, and I think a lot of your queries are finally now answered, not from me, not from Karan sir, by the faculties of colleges. So please share it among your friends and make sure that they know that their answers, their questions are getting answered. So see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.